Warriors! Now this one, you're going to have to keep an open mind, Warriors. Crypto is going to explode in September. I'm going to give you the math, facts, figures, numbers, logic. I'm not asking you to trust a word I say, but this one is going to challenge your belief system. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hand. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And what I'm about to do is I'm about to take you deep down the rabbit hole. Now, the thing that I want to ask you as you listen to this, I ask you to have an extremely open mind. I have no idea if this video is going to stay up, and nor do I care. I'm here to inform the people, give you information to help you make informed decisions. If you know the game, you can't be played. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some facts, figures, numbers, logic, actual verbiage from people, and then I'm going to show you numbers. Now, I had Waters Over Crypto on my YouTube channel. Highly recommend you check him out. I like to give you guys a different perspective. Now, I'm an ex-banker. I spent 12 years in banking. I moved up to vice president of bank, went to a CBA executive banking school, learned how to scale banks. And I realized that we're in a really messed up system, that we just print money into infinity. And we're in a really weird space right now. And as you look this way at a Watt video, you're worried about the Tekashi 6ix9ine, you're worried about the Kardashians. There is a whole economic shift, the biggest shift in generational wealth happening right now under your nose. And it's called cryptocurrency, decentralized finance. And there's a small group of us who are investing in the biggest shift in generational wealth. Well, I want to pull you up to a 30,000 foot overview so you can look at the full picture. Now, I highly recommend you stay through this whole video with a very open mind. Now, the reason why I say to have an open mind, because you are watching your media and your news, and that's where you're getting your information. But I hope you realize that the media and news and the information you're getting is owned by 6 conglomerates, the richest people in the world. So those who control the money, control the information, control the people. Now we're going to watch a video. I talk heavily about 1971 and detaching from the gold standard. Right now, as we sit as a country, we're in quantitative easing, extreme printing of money. Since Bitcoin's inception in 2008, around 2009, more money's been printed than in history. We go through a financial crisis every 7 years since around 1966. So you can correct me on these numbers if you want to. I'm just giving you the information that I know. I'm not asking you to trust a word I say, but I'm going to tie some dots for you and see what you think about this. The key number is 7. So this stuff is going to challenge some of your belief systems and your mind, but I just ask that you have an open mind because you've been believing the news, you've been predictive programming since you were a young child in your school system when they're quoted saying that we don't want a society of educated people. We want a society of workers. So now I'm going to show you a video of 1971 when President Nixon comes onto the regularly programmed show and just detaches you from the gold standard. Now, most people didn't know what the hell that meant. They're watching the TV that they got them addicted to predictive program. He pops on a regular program show and he says this. So this video is going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to narrate you through this. You need to listen for the word 7.
And building the new prosperity is closely related to creating new jobs and halting inflation. We must protect the position of the American dollar as a pillar of monetary stability around the world. In the past 7 years, there's been an average of one.
Listen, I'm going to rewind that real quick. Okay. You have to listen to what he said. When I learned this about this thing, and I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you that I was taught by Waters Over Crypto. After I heard that, I went back to this because I've watched this video over and over again. I picked this up. Watch what he says.
7 years, there's been an average of one international monetary crisis every year. Now, who gains from these crises?
So every 7 years, there's a monetary crisis. He says it right there. Your President Nixon said it.
Not the working man, not the investor, not the real producers of wealth. The gainers are the international money speculators. Because they thrive on crises, they help to create them. In recent weeks, the speculators have been waging an all-out war on the American dollar. The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States. Now, what is this action, which is very technical, what does it mean for you? Let me lay to rest the bugaboo of what is called devaluation.
So basically, he just casually detaches you from the gold standard. He detaches you from the gold standard. Let's listen to this one more time.
Except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States. Now, what is this action, which is very technical, what does it mean for you?
What is this action, though very technical, what does this mean for you? At this point, people have tuned out. Basically, he says every 7 years we have a financial crisis. He tells us that. He detaches you from the gold standard, which turns us into a printing machine. In the same year, January 1971, they created the World Economic Forum. Professor Schwab, an engineer and economist, founded the forum in 1971. He chose Davos, a home for the annual meeting for the escape from every day that the mountain represents the Swiss Germans' culture, most famously captured by the novel Magic Mountain. Over the last 50 years, that's a key word. The jubilee is every 50 years. The shemitah is every 7 years. Davos is reflected in the key events of world history, from the fall of the Berlin Wall to the rise of the economy, globalization, and the runaway climate change. It has helped avert war between Greece and Turkey, built economic bridges around the world, hosted a handshake, and sealed the end of apartheid, launched an alliance that has vaccinated 700 children and given platforms to leading environments, okay? While working towards forum's mission statement and improving the state of the world, Davos has also weathered criticism along the way as a gathering of distant elites or a futile talking shop. But its aim is to gather all those who have a stake in our common future, you and I, our common future. The leaders of global corporations are invited, but are so too are academics, activists, youth, civil society leaders, and dismiss talk is a Professor Schwab. So Professor Schwab is a leader of this. It's $643,000 around that price to become a member. That's not much, right? $643,000. So key, 7 years. He told you 7 years. This is a video we detach you from the gold standard, turned us into a printing machine, and that's why our money is so undervalued. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the beginning of this video. Open mind now. Now it's time to have the open mind. If you want to check this video out, let me go back real quick. Okay. This is Super Shemitah. This is Leanna Pierce for the video here. If you want to check this out on YouTube, pull this up. I'm just going to show you the first part of their video. So you're going to hear about the Shemitah. Now this goes into religious stuff, things like that, but it's about connecting the dots from all levels. This isn't about religion per se. This is about the system and numbers and how things happen. Listen to what is said in this video in the beginning.
What you are about to watch may scare you. 2015 was terrible, and 2016 will be worse. Wars, market chaos, and political upheavals will mark this Jubilee year, culminating after October 1st.
Okay, she said, we'll mark the Jubilee year. Jubilee year. So just watch. I'll just be quiet. Just watch. This is so intriguing.
The world's current depression is deepening. Starvation, genocide, and market instability will drain wealth and leave revolution as a significant alternative. Never since the start of World War II has the world been threatened with so many kinds of disaster. Please do not be fearful. We've made this video to help you keep safe, even in this time of great and growing disasters. We helped thousands with our 2015 Shemitah video, and we will help thousands, even millions more with this Jubilee video. Please confront your fears. Take the time to watch this and understand what's taking place at the direction of a handful of soulless, psychopathic elites. Then use its information to become prepared and informed. Everything will change in 2016, but if you're prepared, you can survive and even thrive. On July 14th, 2015, world-famous market analyst Jeff Berwick, aka the Dollar Vigilante, warned the world of an impending market collapse to begin by the fall. The mainstream media, aside from a few quotes, have had a blackout on his warnings, even as he became one of the most searched terms on Google. In his earth-shaking warning video, he said that he expected a crisis to come soon. His timing was based on the discovery of the shemitah 7-year cycle.
Okay, do you remember what President Nixon said? Every 7 years, we have a collapse. So every 7 years, so he based this on the shemitah, the 7-year cycle.
He gave a very short time frame for the beginning of the collapse. He said it would begin within 2 months, by September of 2015. Less than a month after he gave the prediction, markets around the world began to collapse. Worldwide, stock markets lost $11 trillion in wealth in the third quarter of 2015. He tried to warn of it, even going so far as purchasing advertising in Times Square with his book Shemitah Trends. How did he know the timing? He spent more than a decade delving into the inner workings of the financial elites who control the world monetary system and their occult beliefs.
Now I'm going to
Listen, okay, so I've showed you Christine Lagarde many times, the head of the European Union. Listen to what she says.
test you numerology skills by asking you to think about the magic 7.
Boom. I'll just leave it right there. You can go watch the video on your own. Okay, so we heard President Nixon say it. World Economic Forum was created in 1971 when we detached from the gold standard. We're in the 50-year jubilee. We're in the 7-year shemitah right now. Now, let me show you something pretty interesting. So I did some math. I've been obsessed with this for the last week. So 1979 to 1980, we had the global recession. Okay, then in 1993 to 1994, we had the bond market crash. 2000 to 2001, we had the dot-com bubble pop. Are you seeing a trend? 2007 to 2008, we all experienced the biggest housing market crash in history. 2015, the Dow began to drop sharply just 2 months after the end of the shemitah year. Okay, then we come into 2021, quantitative easing, low interest rate environment, overvalued stock market, unemployment, rent moratorium ending, a DeFi disruption, Bitcoin boom, Basel III, which we did our video on that a couple weeks ago with our research team, billionaires moving into assets, crypto, and silver. Go look at Robert Kiyosaki's channel. He's Bitcoin, gold. You go look at London Real. He's talking about DeFi. He's back on the DeFi game again. Think about this, Warriors. The billionaires are moving into Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, decentralized finance. Now, let me show you something powerful. Now, remember, he talked about the number 7. He told you every 7 years. World Economic Forum was created in 1971, and they say right here that they're, people say that it's this weird nomenclature that the elites gather together, right? Talked about this. You heard Christine Lagarde say the numerology number 7. Okay, I showed you the numbers right here. Right now, we're in experience. Well, guess when the next shemitah is? Don't quote me on this, but it's either September 6th or September 9th, 2021. I'm going to show you something pretty powerful. Now, remember, since 2008, 2009, Bitcoin inception, there's been more money printed than in history. Let me repeat that. Since Bitcoin's inception, since one of the biggest housing crises in history, more money's been printed since its inception. Now, you have to think about something just a moment. Who allowed that to happen? Think about that. The elites. They knew people were getting no income stated loans. They were getting interest only loans. People with no income stated were buying $1 million homes. Who in the government, who in banking allowed that to happen? Why did they allow that to happen? Well, the very companies that sit on boards of these companies, like BlackRock, now are tapped to monitor these companies. So now we're in the 7-year shemitah. Okay. Right now you're in a freaking overvalued stock market. Look at the Warren Buffett indicator. Warren Buffett last year closed out of most bank stocks, increased his position in Bank of America by 10%, which is connected to Ripple. Okay. Then he also started getting into gold mine. He bought into a fintech company. You have George Soros's COI or CIO, excuse me. When they ask her if they're investing in Bitcoin, she giggles weirdly and then changes the subject. You got Michael Saylor. You got BlackRock that holds their number one stock. Their number one stock is MicroStrategies, which is all in on Bitcoin. You got Elon Musk. You got the billionaires. Ray Dalio says says he's dabbling in Bitcoin. You got Robert Kiyosaki getting into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You got London Real talking about the DeFi game. You got London Real having BitBoy Crypto. I saw this pretty cool on his channel. He also continues to have Tika Tawari on there. So Warriors, it is coming fast. Now, here's the crazy part that my brain just went boom. My brain works very different, right? I connect the dots on everything. Well, this was brought up on a channel before. I think it was BitBoy Crypto, actually. And so I started dive into the Bitcoin halving, right? So the Bitcoin halving, basically every 70 blocks after the Bitcoin halving, there's a massive parabolic move. Okay. So remember, 7 years, he said every 7 years there's a collapse. That's what the president said. He detached us from the gold standard, which made our money worth pretty much nothing. Okay. You got the World Economic Forum. Christine Lagarde said you need to know numerology and the number 7. Okay, then I showed you the sense about 1966. It started this pattern every 7 years. And now you and I are experiencing history in the making. In 2021, we're in a lower interest rate environment. They're printing money into infinity, deflating our dollar. We're heading to a Fed now. We have a Fed now wallet. We're going to be going to a CBDC, which is going to pull you to the central bank. And billionaires are rushing into assets. Who are the billionaires? The people controlling this system. Okay, so then we come to the Bitcoin halving. This is what absolutely blew my mind. So last year on May 11th, 2020, we had the Bitcoin halving. And basically what happens after 70 blocks post halving, there is a parabolic uptrend. You can see it right here. You got July 16, 2011, 70 blocks, boom, parabolic move. That was 2018 right here, going 2017 into 2018. Okay, so then you have the halving, 70 blocks after the post block halving. The parabolic trend is around September, the back end of September. So think about that. The shemitah starts on either September 6th or September 9th. Don't quote me on that. And Bitcoin's parabolic move is in September. So every 7 years, there's been a financial collapse. And there's people that are prepared for it, the elites, and they move into stores of value that make them much wealthier, Warriors. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention and prepare you for what's about to come. This is how my brain works. This is how deep we go with our research team. So I do want to give a shout out to Waters Over Crypto. Check out his YouTube channel. He's the one that brought this to my attention, the shemitah. Now it's a religious thing, but it is tied to the financial markets, Warriors. You can't put your head in the sand and say that it's not tied to the financial markets. And then to find how exact this is, I believe September is going to be a massive, massive month for cryptocurrency. So I'm here to help you, Warriors. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I tell my Warriors, don't trust a word I say. I have 2,000 Warriors worldwide. We teach cryptocurrency. We teach mindset. We teach how to exit the market in the right amount of time, because when this goes parabolic right here, Warriors, if you don't have a game plan, you're going to get caught trying to catch the top and you're going to get wrecked. There's going to be a massive parabolic move, in my opinion, around September, October, and there's going to be some major profits to be made. If you don't have an exit strategy, we just launched our brand new exit strategy. Actually, sorry, it's launching on Thursday. This is a small example of our exit strategy that we've created in our community, so that you can take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth. Because if you don't have a game plan, Warriors, you are going to get wrecked. So we've new and improved things based on feedback from our clients. You get access to my crypto portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor. I just show you exactly what I'm invested in. Anytime it changes, I send it to you guys. You get access to our exit strategy, which my exit strategy is in there now that you fill it out for yourself. That one launches on this Thursday on our crypto call. We have one of the best crypto discords in history. We're opening an open Discord on Monday, and then we have a private Warrior Discord. I go live in there 3 times a week with my technical analysis team. You have daily updates, daily news updates, daily metrics around Bitcoin and what's happening within the market, because Bitcoin runs the market. On top of that, you have a 120-day warrior challenge, how I live my life, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, how to become disciplined, because if you don't create discipline, you're going to get wrecked. Everything's down in the description down below. You can join our Facebook group. You can also join our private Warrior Academy. Now, listen, Warriors, we're going to be doing our first meet and greet on July 17th, Circle Pool, Las Vegas, Nevada. All the details, if you go to my Instagram page, CoachJV_. If you click the link in my bio or on TikTok, you're going to see it down towards the bottom. You're going to have all the details for our very first meet and greet, July in Las Vegas. So we hope to see you there. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Share this with your family. Make sure they're open-minded and just go after it, Warriors.